Welcome to the Creative Hagja. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to create a travel app in Affinity Photo. First, go to File, New, select Devices, click iPhone X/XS. In the Layout section, make sure the Create Artboard box is checked. Change the document units to pixels, then click Create. Next, select the artboard. Press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the artboard to the right. Then select the duplicated artboard and press Ctrl and Shift. Drag another copy of the artboard to the right of the first duplicated artboard. In the Layers panel, select the original artboard and name it Login Page. Next, select the first duplicated artboard and name it Explore Page. Then select the third artboard and name it Booking. Select the Login Page artboard. Next, grab the Rectangle tool from the Tools panel. Draw a rectangle that covers the artboard, making sure you stretch it slightly past the artboard. In the Layers panel, click the lock icon to keep the rectangle in place. Press Ctrl and R to activate the rulers if they aren't showing. Now grab the Move tool. Then drag a guideline onto the document about 131 pixels in from the left side of the artboard. After that, drag another guideline onto the artboard and place it 986 pixels in from the right side of the artboard. What we create for this artboard will be between these two guidelines. Now go to the Swatches panel. Double-click the fill color to bring up the color chooser. Then set the color of the rectangle to the following hex code number, 3085ED. Next, grab the Artistic Text tool from the Tools panel. Click on the document and type Traveltopia. Place the text towards the top of the document and center it. Go to the font size to resize the text. I set it to about 48 points. With the text layer still selected, go to the font family. Set the text to Roboto Bold. If you don't have this font, you can download it from the link in the description. Select the travel part of the text. Go to the Swatches panel and set it to the following hex code number, EDE830. After that, select the second part of the text. Set its color to the following hex code number, 30ED44. Center the text layer. Once you've done that, grab the Rectangle tool from the Tools panel. Take the tool and draw a rectangle in the same area you see on the screen. Go to the Swatches panel and set the rectangle to the following hex code number, F4F9FF. With the rectangle still selected, go to the Context toolbar. Set the corner to round it and set it to 50%. Grab the Move tool. Press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the rectangle beneath the original one, the way you see it on the screen. Repeat this step again. This time, make the duplicated rectangle slightly smaller. Then set the color of this rectangle to the yellow color in the text, which is EDE830. Now grab the Artistic Text tool. Take the tool and place it above the first rectangle we created. Click in the area and type email address. Then press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the text on top of the second rectangle we created. Type password. Now select both text layers and change the color to the yellow color we've been using, which is EDE830. Grab the Move tool. Select the second text layer. Press Ctrl and Shift and place a copy of the text on top of the yellow rectangle. Select the text and change the color to the following hex code number, F9F9F9. Then type Login and resize the text, making it bigger. Make sure the text is centered inside of the rectangle. Now grab the Artistic Text tool again. Take the tool and click inside of the first rectangle we created. Type an email address. I typed janedoe@gmail.com. Select the text and go to the Swatches panel. Change the color of the text to the following hex code number, 717171. After that, grab the ellipse tool from the Tools panel. Take the tool, press Ctrl and Shift, then draw an ellipse inside of the second rectangle, the one for the password. Set the color of the ellipse to the same color as the email address, which is 717171. With the ellipse still selected, press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the ellipse next to the original one. Then press Ctrl and J to make more duplicated ellipses inside of the rectangle until it reaches the right side. Select all of the ellipses. Press Ctrl and G to group them together. Label the group Password Holder. Grab the Move tool. Press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the password text beneath the second rectangle. Place it on the right side and type Forgot Password. Once you've done that, press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of this text layer beneath the Login button. Type Create a New Account. Select the text and change it to the green color we used earlier, which is 30ED44. Now let's move on to the Explore page. Grab the Rectangle tool from the Tools panel. Take the tool and draw a rectangle that covers the artboard. Go to the Swatches panel and set the rectangle to the following hex code number: F9, F9, F9. Press the lock icon in the Layers panel. Now grab the Move tool again. Grab a guideline from the left side and place it around 100 pixels from the left edge of the artboard. Next, grab another guideline and place it 96 pixels from the right edge of the artboard. Then place a guideline 110 pixels from the bottom of the artboard. After that, drag a guideline from the top and place it 108 pixels from the top of the artboard. Then go to the View menu and click Lock Guides. Now grab the Rectangle tool again. This time draw a small rectangle on the left side in the same area you see on the screen. Then press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the rectangle beneath the original one. Then press Ctrl and J to make one more duplicate of the rectangle. I made it about 10 spaces between the rectangles. Select the 3 rectangles. Go to the Swatches panel and change them to the blue color we previously used. Then press Ctrl and G to group the rectangles together and label the group Menu. After that, grab the Artistic Text tool from the Tools panel. Take the tool and click below the menu we created. Next, type Where Do You? Then press Ctrl and Shift to drag a duplicate of the text layer beneath the original one. Type Want to Go. Set the color of the text to black. Once you've done that, grab the Rectangle tool from the Tools panel. Take the tool and draw a rectangle beneath the text we created, 60 spaces from the text. Go to the Swatches panel and set the color of the rectangle to the following hex code number: EEEEEEE. Then go to the Swatches panel and lower the opacity of the fill color to 58%. Now grab the Artistic Text tool. Take the tool and click on the rectangle. Type Search. Set the color of the text to black. Then go to the Swatches panel and lower the opacity of the text color to 40%. Grab the Ellipse tool from the Tools panel. In the Swatches panel, get rid of the fill color. Select the stroke color and set it to the following hex code number: C7, C7, C7. Make sure the opacity is set back to 100%. Now go to the Stroke panel and set the width of the stroke to 0.8 points. Then draw an ellipse inside of the rectangle on the right side. Next, grab the Rectangle tool from the Tools panel. Go to the Swatches panel and get rid of the stroke color. Select the fill color and set it to the same color as the ellipses. Select both the ellipse and the rectangle. Press Ctrl and G to group them together. Label the group Search icon. Grab the Move tool. Press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of one of the black text layers beneath the rectangle. Type Recommended Places. Make the size of the text smaller, about 18 points. Now grab the Rectangle tool from the Tools panel. Take the tool and draw a rectangle beneath the Recommended Places text. Then get rid of the fill color of the rectangle and the stroke color. Go to the context toolbar and set the corner to rounded and set the percentage to 15%. Go to File, Open, and drag the image of the beach onto the document. In the Layers panel, drag the image layer inside of the rectangle. Go to the Transform panel and turn on the Lock Aspect Ratio. Then grab the Move tool and resize the image the way you see it on the screen. With the Move tool still active, press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the rectangle to the right of the original one. Then press Ctrl and J to make a second duplicate of the rectangle. In the Layers panel, delete the images inside of the duplicated rectangles. Next, select the first duplicated rectangle. Then go to File, Open, and drag the image of the man holding the umbrella onto the document. After that, drag the image into the rectangle and resize it the way you see it on the screen. Go to File, Open, and drag the third image, the one of the church building, onto the document. Then in the Layers panel, drag the image into the third rectangle. With the Move tool, resize the image the way you see it on the screen. Now grab the Artistic Text tool. Take the tool and place it in the bottom right corner of the Bali picture. Type the word Bali and set the color of the text to white. Make sure the opacity is at 100% in the swatches panel. Select the text. Then go to the font family and change the text to Montserrat Bold and resize the text, making it smaller, around 12 points. Press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the text onto the second picture in the bottom right corner. Type Tokyo. Do the same steps again and drag the text onto the third image. Then type Barcelona. After that, grab the Artistic Text tool. Place it on the right side of the Recommended Places text. Next, type See All. Grab the Rectangle tool from the Tools panel. Draw a small rectangle under the See All text. Set the color of the rectangle to the green color we've been using, which is 30ED44. Once you've done that, grab the Move tool. Press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the Recommended Places text beneath the images. Type Popular Places. Then select all three rectangles with the images in it along with the text. Press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of them beneath the Popular Places text. Also, press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the See All text and the rectangle down in this area too. Select the rectangles and delete the images inside of them. Next, select the first rectangle. Then go to File, Open, and select the image of the coastal city. In the Layers panel, drag the image into the first rectangle. Now, go to File, Open, and select the image of Las Vegas. Then, from the Layers panel, drag the image into the second rectangle. After that, go to File, Open, and select the image of the train and drag it onto the document. In the Layers panel, drag the image into the third rectangle. Select the text on the first image. Type Malta. After that, select the text on the second image and type Las Vegas. Then select the third text on the third image and type Switzerland. Next, select the Popular Places text. Press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the text beneath the second set of rectangles. Type Categories. Select the See All text. Then press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the text and the rectangle to this area also. Grab the Rectangle tool from the Tools panel. Take the tool and draw a rectangle beneath the Categories text. Set the color of the rectangle to the blue color we previously used, which is 3085ED. Go to the Context toolbar and set the corner to rounded. Now go to File, Open, and drag the graphic of the hiker onto the document. Grab the Move tool and resize the image the way you see it on the screen. Then place it on top of the rectangle. After that, grab the Artistic Text tool and click beneath the hiker icon. Type Hiking. Select the icon. Right-click on the image and select Layer Effects. Check the color overlay box and select it. Go to color and click RGB hex sliders. Then enter the hex code number for the yellow color we previously used, which is EDE830. Select all three elements, then press Ctrl and G to group them together. With the group selected, press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the group beside the original, leaving space between the two, about 40 spaces. Double-click on the text and type cycling. Go to File, Open, and select the icon of the man on the bike and drag it onto the document. Grab the Move tool and resize the icon. Double-click the hiking icon and delete it. Place the cycling icon here. With the icon selected, go to the Layers panel and click the FX Layers Effect icon. Check the Color Overlay box and select it. Next, go to Color. Select the RGB hex sliders and enter the hex code for the yellow color we used, which is EDE830. Select the cycling group. Next, press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the group to the right. Go to File, Open, and drag the skiing icon onto the document. Resize the icon with the Move tool and place it where the cycling icon was. Make sure it's inside of the group. Select the skiing icon. Now click the FX icon. Check the color overlay box and select it. Then go to color and enter the following hex code number, EDE830. Make sure the icon is inside of the group. Next, grab the rectangle tool. Draw a rectangle towards the bottom of the document. Set the color of the document to the green color from the swatches panel. The color code for this is 30ED44. In the context toolbar, set the corner to rounded and the percentage to 40%. Now go to File, Open, and select and drag the icon of the house, the profile icon, and the map pen icon onto the document. Grab the Move tool and resize and arrange the icons the way you see them on the screen. Place them on the green rectangle. Press the Shift key, then take the Move tool and select the three icons we placed on the green rectangle. Now go to the Layers panel and select the FX icon. Check the color overlay box and select it. Then go to color and enter the hex code number for the yellow color we used, which is EDE830. After that, grab the Heart tool from the Tools panel. Draw a heart on the green rectangle the way you see it on the screen. Set the color of the rectangle to the yellow color. Now we'll work on the last artboard, which will be for booking a trip. In the Layers panel, label this artboard Booking if you haven't already. Select this artboard. Grab the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle that covers half the artboard. Turn off the fill color in the swatches panel. After that, go to File, Open, and select the image of the temple and drag it onto the document. Then, in the Layers panel, drag the image layer into the rectangle layer. Grab the Move tool and resize the image the way you see it on the screen. Once you've done that, grab the Rectangle tool from the Tools panel. Draw a rectangle that covers the image. Go to the Swatches panel and set the color of the rectangle to the following hex code number, 3085ED. With the rectangle still selected, go to the Layers panel. Set the blend mode to soft light and lower the opacity to about 30%. Drag the rectangle into the other rectangle with the image, and make sure that the blue rectangle is on top of the image layer. Now grab the Rectangle tool. Take the tool and draw a rectangle that covers the bottom part of the image, the way you see it on the screen. Go to the Swatches panel and set the color of the rectangle to the green color we've been using, which is 30ED44. Next, go to the Layers panel and lower the opacity of the rectangle to 50%. Grab the Artistic Text tool. Take the tool and click on the green rectangle in the top left corner. Type Bali, Indonesia, or whatever place you decide to use. Set the text to Montserrat Bold in the font family. Arrange the text the way you see it on the screen. After that, grab the Heart tool from the Tools panel. Take the tool and draw a heart across from the bally text on the right side. Press Ctrl and Shift to do this. With the heart selected, get rid of the fill color and select the stroke color. Set the stroke color of the heart to the yellow color we've been using. Go to the stroke panel and set the width of the stroke to 1.5 points. Now grab the rectangle tool. Draw a rectangle that covers the bottom half of the artboard. Press Shift and X to change the fill color to the stroke color. Then set the color of the rectangle to white. Select the body underneath the text. Press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the text onto the white rectangle. After that, select the text and change the color to black. Type Overview and resize the text, making it smaller, about 16 points. Indent the text about 40 spaces from the left side of the artboard. With the overview text still selected, press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the text to the middle of the rectangle. Next, press Ctrl and J to make another copy of the text. Select the text layer in the middle and type Gallery. Then select the second duplicated text layer and type Reviews. It should be about 40 pixels from the right side of the artboard. Grab the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle beneath the overview text. Set the color of the rectangle to the orange color. The hex code for it is ED8630. Now grab the star tool from the tools panel. Press Ctrl and Shift and draw a star on the left side below the orange rectangle. Next, press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the star next to the original one. Then press Ctrl and J 3 times to make more duplicates of the star. There should be a total of 5 stars. Select the stars and change the color to the yellow color. Then press Ctrl and G to group the stars together. Grab the Move tool. Press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the overview text beside the stars. Resize the text to make it slightly smaller. Then type 5 and in parentheses type 4,751 reviews. After that, select the other text. Go to the font style and set it to regular from the Montserrat font family. Once you've done that, grab the frame text tool from the tools panel. Go to the font family and set it to the Roboto regular. Then go to the paragraph leading in the context toolbar and set it to 18 points. Take the tool and draw a text frame box. Next, type what you see on the screen into the text frame. Now select the text in the text frame. Grab the rectangle tool. Take the tool and draw a rectangle that covers up part of the text here, the way you see it on the screen. Next, grab the gradient tool from the tools panel. Draw a gradient from the top of the rectangle to the bottom in the center. After that, select the top color stop. Set the color to white. Now go to the swatches panel and lower the opacity of the fill to 80%. Then select the bottom color stop and set it to white. Grab the rectangle tool. Draw a rectangle beneath the gradient rectangle and make sure it's touching the rectangle. Next, go to the swatches panel and double click on the fill color. Set the color of the rectangle to the following hex code number, F9, F9, F9. Now go to the context toolbar and set the corner to rounded and the percentage to 10%. Once you've done that, click the FX icon in the layers panel. Check the outer shadow box and select it. Set the opacity to 25%, radius to 8 pixels, and offset to 1 pixel. By default, the blend mode should be multiply, the color is black, and the angle is set to 315 degrees. Check the Scale with Object box. Next, grab the Artistic Text tool from the Tools panel. Click on the rectangle we just created. Type what you see on the screen. Select the $2,000 and set it to bold. Then select the 6 days and set it to regular of the Montserrat font. With the text layer selected, press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of the text above the original. Select the text, then type duration and place the text layer above the 6 days. Go to the font size and set it to 10 points. After that, grab the rectangle tool. Draw a rectangle inside of the bigger rectangle. Go to the swatches panel and set the rectangle to the blue color we used. Then go to the context toolbar and set the corner to rounded and the percent to 25%. Now grab the artistic text tool. Click inside of the rectangle we just created and type Book Now. Select the text and set it should be Montserrat bold. Set the font size to 18 points. Place the text where you see it on the screen. Grab the arrow tool from the Tools panel. Draw an arrow beside the Book Now text. Go to the context toolbar and set the ends to none. Then set the corner of the arrow to the yellow color we've been using. Next, select the blue rectangle, the Book Now text, and the yellow arrow. Press Ctrl and G to group these elements together and label the group Book Now button. After that, go to the Explore page artboard. Select the green rectangle and the yellow icons on them. Press Ctrl and G to group them together. Then press Ctrl and Shift and drag a copy of this group onto the booking artboard. Place the group 60 pixels from the widest rectangle we created for the booking info. And this is how to create a travel app in Affinity Designer. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, press the bell icon so that you'll be notified when new videos are posted.